Hi, so this video is going to be about some research into the difference between an objective eye test and a subjective eye test. So an objective eye test, that is where you use the autorefractor, so you look into a little box and the machine measures what you see. The subjective eye test, that's the one we think of as the traditional eye test, where you sit in a chair and they put lenses on you and you have to see the letters. So this research was by Anderson and Stuebing, and they were researching accommodation amplitude. So amplitude just means how much, and accommodation, that means whether you can look close and then far. So being able to see different distances, that's accommodation. So they tested accommodation amplitude using both an autorefractor and what we'd call the push up or push fogging. That's the traditional method, to see what the differences were, and they tested this on children. Children have really loads of accommodation. It tends to drop off a bit as we get older, but so this is just really what the findings were. What they found was with the objective test, so with the autorefractor, the accommodative amplitude was substantially less than in the subjective test, so in the traditional test. Now, I don't have any actual figures for what they mean by substantially less. I mean, it could be a diopter, because in research terms, sometimes quite a small measurement can be significant. It could be more than that. I really don't know. Now, this was in children because, or as it happens, children have a lot of accommodation, so that they're able to see things close up with the naked eye that an older adult won't be able to see, because they're just able to make the muscles and the eye lens work. They got more flexible lenses, they're able to make the muscles work harder, so they can accommodate. Now, I've got the accommodation of something like an 8 or a 10-year-old, and I shouldn't have. So I'm going to refer back to one of my previous videos where I talked about a visit to the eye doctor, and she gave me an autorefractor to look into and then asked me to look at something on the board, and she was like, well, if you wouldn't be able to accommodate that much at your age, so therefore your measurement is da 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 da. And I'm like, but I have loads of accommodation, and there's a reason that I have so much accommodation. That's because I've been over accommodating all my life. So like if I was a bodybuilder, I would still be able to lift really heavy things compared to, other people the same age, what have you. Their conclusion from this was that it has important clinical findings in the management of uncorrected hyperopia. I'm like, yes, that's me, that's me. Although I have had it corrected now, but I can still go from one optician I practice, what have you, where, you know, the optician can see what my problem is and, you know, give me a prescription or advice or whatever, to the next who will say, right, I don't care what that person said, you don't have any hyperopia, thank you very much. So this obviously it's nice that this study was done, and it does kind of show that people are getting to, you know, professionals are getting to grips with this. So there is progression. So, you know, hopefully, you know, fewer people go for years and years and years without a proper diagnosis, you know, and they can get help earlier, which means they can function earlier. So yeah, that was basically what that was about. So please like and subscribe, and hope to see you in my next video.